Hello students, in today's class our topic is Pierre Bourdieau and important concepts of Pierre Bourdieau are doxa, social illusion, reflexivity, social capital, symbolic capital and practice theory. So before entering into the video, please like and subscribe my channel. So we will start with the main works of Pierre Bourdieu. Bourdieu is a famous French sociological thinker. And please remember the chronology of Pierre Bourdieu because they may ask this chronology in the net exam. First one is Outline of the Theory of Practice, published in 1972. Distinction in 1979. The Logic of Theory of Practice, published in 1980. Language and Symbolic Power, published in 1982. Masculine Domination, 1998. And Home Academics, 1984. Important concepts of Bourdieu are cultural capital, habitus and field or location. Cultural capital, we can say cultural capital as certain elements which we get from particular social class. The particular taste or accent of language which we get by our birth because we belong to a particular social group is called cultural capital. It may be tastes and tones of middle class or upper class. For example, the culture and tone of the people of Rajasthan is entirely different from the culture of people of Kerala. This is an excellent example of cultural capital. These two states have their own culture, their own way of thinking and talking. So they get this difference because they belong to two separate states. So as a result of this, they have different types of cultural capital. Sharing the cultural capital gives a collective identity. A group with the same taste. If I like badminton and I would be friends of a group which likes badminton. This is a cultural capital. So here Pierre Bourdieau says that this cultural capital gives rise to inequality also, because people may think or people may feel inequality when they see people, all people, but some groups, some people may think themselves inferior when they see people with luxurious cars, very big houses and apartments, and so this gives a social inequality in our society. That's why Bourdieu says that cultural capital has its own negatives and positive sides. It leads to inferiority from other classes. This is not true in every case, but for some people they may feel inferior when they saw people with a high economic development. Pierre Bourdieau says that certain forms of cultural capital are valued over others and can help and hinder one social mobility just as much and can hinder and develop social mobility. Then, cultural capital comes from three forms: embodied, objectified, and institutionalized. So, we can say that we get cultural capital because we belong to a particular group of society, because we were born into that class. So it can be, this cultural capital can be obtained through three forms like embodied, objectified, and institutionalized. Embodied cultural capital we get by accent or dialect. When we are when I was born, if I was born in Kerala, I will get all the culture and that particular accent which Keralites have. This is embodied cultural capital. The dialect or accent or taste which we get through our birth, that is embodied. Objectified is when we have or possess some objects, we can be put into that particular group in a society. For example, if I have a very big Mercedes car, I will be put into that group of people, those who have very big cars. This is called objectified cultural capital. Another is institutionalized cultural capital. That is when we possess some degrees. I'm not talking about the educational degrees. Okay, it can be also said that cultural capital. But if I am a member of Lions Club and if I belong to such groups, it is called institutionalized cultural capital. So you have to remember that we get cultural capital through our birth. Next form is habitus. Habitus is another type of cultural capital, but it's not, we did not get it through birth, but we get it through development of a particular character. For example, if I am a resident of Rajasthan, or I am a resident of Haryana, what in a state, and I used to go for badminton, or if I am practicing Carnatic music for the last 10 years, it cannot be called as cultural capital, but it can be called as habitus, because by birth I am not a Carnatic musician. I have developed this habit, so it can be called, this is called habitus. It's a developed one, not I get this character through my birth. Physical embodiment of cultural capital is called habitus, or it is a deeply ingrained habits. I am practicing Carnatic music, or I am practicing badminton. So, by birth I am not a badminton player. I have developed this. So, we can call this a habitus. This is the most specific form of cultural capital. Cultural capital is culturally developed, but habitus is what we have been exposed to. Habitus is a developed one, not we get through our birth. Next concept of Pierre Bourdieau is field or location. According to Pierre Bourdieau, every one of society belongs to any particular field or location. That means all of us are belonging to any particular type of education. We belong to arts or religion. So this is called field. Social class or people are divided into variety of fields like arts, education, religion, etc. I am, for example, I am in the field of education because I am taking class. Each has its own rules and knowledge. One field is separated from another field. For example, some colleges are excellent in the field of education, but at the same time, they are encouraging religion also through their prayers. So we can say that management of that college is excellent in education, and at the same time they are excellent in religion also. So Bourdieu says that these fields are different and each field has its own rules and regulations, and one can excel in both the fields. One can be an active participant in all the fields. One field is separated from another field. Every one of us belongs to a particular field. If I am working in the field of IT and I am I am very excellent in computer science. So I am very I may have earning a very good salary in the IT field, but at the same time if I am but at the same time I am very strict and a strict believer of my religion. So I am practicing three types of fields, that is education, computer science and religion. So this is called a field or location. But according to Pierre Bourdieau, as a Marxist thinker, he says that in all the fields, people are suffering for power. For example, in politics, people are trying to get more and more more and more positions. In the field of artists, artists are claiming that their works are better than the old works. And in the field of religion, or even in the field of domestic in the field of houses also, each one is trying to express their superiority over another. So there is a power inequality among all the participants in this field. So I hope you have understood the main concepts of Pierre Bourdieau. Thank you.